What's up, YouTube? It is your boy, JB, and I'm here today with a review for The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 12. This is Reunion, Part 1. So, you guys, before I actually get into this video, I do want to take a second and just say Happy Mother's Day out there to all of the ladies who are mothers. Happy Mother's Day. I hope you ladies had an amazing day. I hope your kids did something super special for you. Although we're not able to go anywhere, I hope that it was a joyous day. I spent my day, I actually went home yesterday to spend some time with my family, and then we went to the cemetery to visit my mom and my grandmother and put some flowers on their graves. So that has been my day. It's been a good day, but I had a little moment where, I want to break down and cry, but I had to tell myself, hey, although she's not physically here with you, she is here with you nonetheless. But you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into this episode review. If you'll let me. Alright, you guys, so I will say that going into this reunion, I was a little apprehensive about it because, it's a virtual reunion, so I didn't quite necessarily know what to expect from it. But, I've been watching The View here lately, so they do Zoom, so I'm like, it shouldn't be that bad because those ladies have, they figured it out and they talk over each other all the time. So Real Housewives of Atlanta should be no different. What I will say was interesting was the ladies' looks were interesting. I don't know if it was necessarily like the camera lighting that made some of them look like ghosts, because a lot of them look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. And who do I want to say look like Casper the Friendly Ghost? Tanya looked like a ghost. Marlo looked like a ghost. Nene looked like a ghost. Eva had a weird looking look about hers. Yeah, I mean the lighting was just off with those girls, but other than that, they pretty much, they look good for a virtual reunion where we're looking at them on FaceTime. FaceTime, Zoom, whatever they decided to use. So we, start this reunion off. We start talking about they did a little montage of the girls, personality, other names like Nene versus Nene, 50 Cent versus Cynthia, Kenya versus Ken, and I think it was Candy versus Salt Bae. So then Andy started talking about Cynthia and the fact, I think a viewer might have asked the question of Cynthia. How does she feel about, people? Well, actually, the viewer asked her when is she going to drop the 50 Cent. It was cool at first, but then we went to 51 cent. Then we went to 52 cent. Now we at 50, like, when are we going to stop it? She said, you know what? At 53 cent, we're going to stop him. So then not Nene, but Andy does ask her the question about, Nene says her having two sides. Well, she says, I do have two sides. But the thing that bothers her is the fact that, Nene calls her a punk and that she says she's a horrible person, but she's neither a punk nor a horrible person. So then, Andy asks Eva the question about her calling Candy Salt Bae and why she did that. Then Eva tries to defend her calling Candy Salt Bae. I'm like, there is no reason there was no reason. Like, Salt Bae throws salt on stuff and, sprinkles seasoning on it. So if you call it Candy Salt Bae, that would imply that maybe Candy is throwing salt and embellishing stuff. But nothing that Candy said about you was untrue. You said what you said about Portia, so it ain't, you can't say that. So then Portia, she stands up for, Candy, because she was like, when she was at Marlo's house and Marlo was talking about, Eva and her finances, that she told her not to say, like, no, don't talk about her. And then Candy was looking like, damn, you sent her, excuse me, y'all, you sent her defending this girl, but yet instead she sat over there and talked buku shit about you. So then we talk about Kenya and Ken, and Kenya says that's a cute little name that only Mark calls me. And Andy asked Nene, so Nene, what is the difference between Ken and Kenya? She says, well, Ken shuts the fuck up. And then Kenya says, well, Nene needs to learn how to shut the fuck up as well. She says, no, Nene will get in your ass. Nene is the one that is not talking. And then these two go back and forth with each other. And it's just like, oh my God. I don't know what is worse. Watching them on Zoom go back and forth with each other or actually being in an auditorium with each other going back and forth. Cause it's just like, oh my God. Like you can and then it's like the Brady Bunch, and I'm just like, oh my God, they're screaming, and it's not stopping. But I will say, you guys, as apprehensive as I was about this reunion, it was actually really really good. Like I actually have to say, I mean, Atlanta women always bring it, even if they have a lackluster ass season at the reunion. They typically always bring it. Let's move on, you guys. All right, guys. So next up, we talk about Kenya and Mark in their relationship. So Andy asked Kenya, like, so what's the status of your relationship currently with Mark? She says that they're working on their marriage and that they're in counseling, and she says Mark has done a complete 360. I'm like, Kenya, no, he has not done a complete 360. Do you know that 360 is a circle? You mean he's made a 180, but not a 360, because if he's at a 360, that means he just came right back to the same circle, same point. So 360 is a circle, 180 is what you mean. But I'm gonna let her have it. Do I believe it? Not really, because we all know that Mark is in New York during his quarantine time, and I'm not saying that's nothing bad about that. But if we're during a pandemic and you have an infant child, I would want to spend all of my time with my child and my wife. And especially if we're working on our marriage, we are going to be in the same city and the same state working on our marriage. But if that's what she want to serve, then let her have it. So then a viewer asked the question, how would Kenya feel if Tanya brought the lady that Mark was texting with and did the same thing that she did? And Kenya says that, she never said that Mark was entertaining a woman. I'm like, she said basically what Kenya's trying to say is that the situation with that one was that the woman was texting Mark is a woman from his past or just a hoe that he knew. Her words, not mine. And she just wanted to be his hoe. And she didn't feel like the response from him was one that was respectable of her. So that means he was entertaining it. Obviously, if it wasn't a response, because if he's, as Mark, a married man, she said he didn't tell anybody that he got married. That is a red flag right there, that he told nobody that he got married. Oh, God, Kenya. Like, how do you not see these red flags in your marriage? I don't get it. How do you not see that? If your husband did not tell anyone, I'm just going to leave it alone. Because, that's a red flag in itself. That is a huge red flag. And then also, if you were asked the question of, about Mark and the way he treats her on camera and off camera, she says that basically she said if she feels, disrespected or something on camera, she waits and says something off camera. And I'm like, why would you do that? Because this whole season we saw nothing but Mark disrespect you. So why do you address it on camera instead of waiting until the cameras go down? I don't get it. So then someone also asked her about ask her about the things that we've been talking about in the review, and some of the ladies have been talking about the fact that she has said and done things to other women in their marriages, i.e. Phaedra, Portia, Kim Fields, Kim Zolciak, and whoever else she said something to. She was like, well, what did they say to me? Now, Phaedra did come for you. I will give you that. Phaedra's come for you in the past. Portia, you two had a back and forth with each other. But Kim Fields never did anything for you to talk about her husband's sexuality and the fact that people called him Chrissy. Kim Fields never did anything to Kenya. So for her to say that, the only person that I can say 100% has attacked her relationship is Kim Zolciak. That is the main person that I can definitely 100% tell you has attacked her marriage and relationship is Kim Zolciak. But Kim Fields never did anything to you. You started that with Kim. So she loves to deflect, and that's the one thing about Kenya that I do not like is the fact that she deflects. That's it. That is literally it. So then Andy brings up the fact that Nene said that Kenya used someone else's egg to have baby Brooklyn, and he asked her where did she get that from. She said, "I got it from the same place the girls get all their information from, the streets, i.e., Mama Joyce." So then Andy asked Nene that she regrets. She says, "No, like, damn, that really is low, Nene. Like, that is low." So then Nene and Eva get into it. And my thing with Eva is I don't know where Eva is coming from. I was confused. Like, did I miss something? Like, they Eva and Nene went at it for a good minute. Andy had to mute their asses, and then Kenya and Nene once again get into a bitch. When Kenya said that she looked like a white woman or white man in drag, and she looks like a character from White Chicks, I died. But then I cracked up laughing more when Portia chimed in because they were talking about finances and Eva's finances, and Portia said, "Eva, you don't want nobody to talk about your finances." And then she said something about faces, and she started making faces, and I cracked up laughing at Portia. So then they going back and forth with each other, and Eva says, "I'm younger than all of y'all, but Portia is not that old. Portia's not that much older than, and she's not that much older than what Eva is. I think Portia might be, because Eva's 35, 36, and Portia is teetering toward her 40s, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, because I know Portia's not that much older than I am. She's not that much. She's older than I am, but she's not like super older than I am. So then Portia says, "Well, we all have houses," and she said, "Spring Chicken," and she called Eva called her Portia age 10, and she said, "Girl, them titties are age 10s. They social distancing." When she said that her titties were social distancing, I cracked up when she said her titties were social distancing. So then we also do mention bitch, did I miss something? So we also do mention oh fuck, I think I deleted something. So we also mentioned Kenya's marriage license. I'm not gonna speak too deeply on that because we remember. I mean, we did see that Kenya forgot about her where she got married at, but she showed her marriage license. She's married. I never really questioned. I never really questioned if she was married. I just questioned when and why she did it. That was it. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So next, Cynthia. We talked about her for a minute, and we talked about the fact that she said that Nene said her relationship with Mike was fake. And Nene said she never said that, but then they showed a blog where it said that she believed that Cynthia got married got engaged in order to keep her peach. But then Eva says, no, it wasn't Mike, it was Will, that thing that she made up. I'm like, Eva, but you're the one that brought that to the show. But okay, go off, sis. Go off. So then we see Marlo and Tanya join the show. And actually before this, Nene had closed her. Oh, yeah. So when they were talking about this whole Mike and situation, Nene slammed her laptop shut. And they're like, where did Nene go? But she came back. So then Andy asked the question of Candy, why did she take up the new role as the bone carrier this season? She says, it really wasn't intentional for her to go and tell the other girls. But since she was in a neutral place with all the girls and they were all basically talking about one another, she just felt like, to make sure that she stays safe and good with the girls, tell them what was said. Now, the one time I'm going to question Candy about, being his bone carrier, she wasn't the bone carrier with this whole situation with Tanya, Kenya, Cynthia, and the cookie lady. She was not the bone carrier then. But I do understand why Candy didn't do it because she said it. I think she said it on her speak on it. The reason why is if it wasn't said on cam, I think anything that was said on camera, she would repeat it. So that way it didn't come back to bite her in the ass. But if it wasn't said on camera, I, it doesn't make sense to me, to be quite honest with you. Like, don't be if you're gonna be that way all the time, not when it's convenient. So, yeah, whatever. So then we talk about the fact about Eva shading Portia, and Eva says basically that she forgot about what she said about Portia, and I'm like, see, Eva, that's the problem with you. You always forget the shady things that you say about people, and Portia says that she was hurt by Eva's comments, which I don't understand that. And I see a lot of people on Twitter talking about this whole situation between Portia and Eva. Because Eva said, well, Nene said it as well. And I saw a lot of people say that Nene said that she looked like, that PJ looked like Dennis, looks like Dennis. It is all about the context, you guys. It is context, context, context in which you say things. It's context and it's the delivery in which you say things. Eva said it, oh, and she looked like Dennis, and that baby looked like Dennis with a bow. She was being shady towards Portia. Nene was not being shady towards Portia. And if you guys want to be honest about it, Portia posted a side-by-side picture of her and baby PJ. PJ looks like Portia. Looks like Portia, spot on. And people want to say, oh, Portia must think that her man is ugly. Absolutely, he's ugly as fuck. But PJ is a cute little girl. Like, you can't deny that that little girl is cute. If you say she's ugly, then that's your opinion. I don't really, honestly, God, give a fuck. I really don't. I think she's a cute little girl. I think all the kids on the show are cute. And my thing with Eva is, she said that, Marla looks like her dad. 100% do. She 100% looks like her dad. So, and then Portia also feels a type of way because they were still talking about finances. And Portia felt some type of way because, she's the reason that Eva actually got that gig on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. Because if it was not for Portia going on maternity leave, I really don't think Eva would have got that job. And even over at the Ricky Smiley Morning Show, they were pissed off at her. Brat was mad at her. Like, everybody was mad at Eva when she made that, when they saw that on the TV show. Everybody at the Ricky Smiley Morning Show was upset at her. Because I saw it on social media. Because I follow Portia and I saw all of their reactions that night, the next morning when that happened. So, yeah. And when Portia told Eva she would virtually kick her ass, I was done. And then we also bring up the whole comment about the nappy-headed thing. And, Eva feels like just because, since she's a black woman, she can say it, which I'm not saying she can't, but it does look a kind of way with a light-skinned woman with quote-unquote good hair saying that when this cast has brown-skinned women with the more coarse hair, it does look a type of way. So, and Kenny kind of broke it down to her. Did she get it? I don't know. Maybe, who knows? Don't care. Let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So then they want to speak on this whole situation about Nene and Wendy Williams. Nene really doesn't want to speak on it, and the reason why she doesn't want to speak on it, she said because she told Wendy once they got back to being friends, they would never blast each other on social media, and Nene is sticking true to that. And I will actually say she is sticking true to that because to this day she won't say anything negative about Wendy. And Andy asked her what is the status of their relationship right now, and she says that what did she say? They're neutral right now. Now Kenya and the other girls feel like that friendship is just fake as hell. Well, Portia didn't say it was fake, and Tanya didn't say it was fake. Tanya actually said that she didn't feel like what Wendy said on her show was that bad. Now, Tanya, girl, I love you, but did you not watch that interview? Did you not watch it? She kept calling her that over their friend, and she kept referring to herself as that I'm over here, she's over there, like that over their friend. Like, I told Nene that I did not want to be on. It was and for now Wendy did go on her show and lie like a motherfucker, because Wendy said that she was filming the show, because she said she could hear people in the background. You didn't hear nobody in the background. Maybe you probably heard Brent in the background, but Nene was on IG Live, so Wendy did lie. But what else? But yeah, Tanya, I'm sorry. I don't know how you don't think it was that deep. It was, because she was talking shit as if she's up here and Nene's slumming. She's slumming it down here, which that's what, and that's actually what Wendy feels like. Despite, I mean, that is really truly what Wendy feels, that she's right up here. Why slum herself down here with the likes of a Nene Leaks on a Real Housewives of Atlanta? But yet instead on her show, she talks about all these housewives and her hot topics. Now that's what bothered me about Wendy, is the fact that you sit here and talk on hot topics. You talk about Potomac, you talk about Atlanta, you talk about New Jersey. Like, you talk about all of them on your hot topics. They're always in your hot topics. Even though your hot topics have now turned into Wendy's hot topics, because Wendy is always the hot topic. But how again, I don't know how Tanya felt like that. Now, Candy spoke on it. She felt like it's a strategic thing, and she felt like it's strategic because she's the only one that can be cool with Wendy, so she can, like, basically, when it comes down to anything that's on the show, she can kind of spin the narrative, I guess you would say, to make the audience, have Wendy's audience on her side and against the other girls. I mean, I can see that. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I feel the same way that some of the girls felt. I felt like that friendship with Nene and Wendy Williams was not genuine at all. It's just something about that friendship. It just didn't seem authentic to me. And I'm gonna tell you guys the reason why it didn't seem authentic to me. The reason it didn't seem authentic to me is because Wendy and Nene are literally one and the same person. So then we start talking about the fact of Kenya and Nene went at it again. Kenya said that Hollywood is not calling for Nene, but Hollywood ain't calling for you either. But that's neither here nor there. I'll leave that alone. So then they question. The question comes up about, did they feel that Nene was sincere in her apology tour that she did? Kenya did not feel like she was sincere in her apology tour, and then Portia asked Kenya, like, why did it matter? And this was my whole thing for excuse me, y'all. That was my question for both Kenya and Candy, because even on the after show they were talking about, when Portia said, "It's been so hard without you." Like, I didn't understand why it mattered so much to those two that Portia and Nene made up, and Portia saying it was hard without her. I didn't understand that to begin with. Like, if Portia felt like it was hard without Nene, let her feel that way. I don't know why it bothered those two so much. And then they talk about bringing up receipts. And Kenya says that she had receipts on Nene. And she says that the receipt was when Portia did Celebrity Apprentice with Arnold Schwarzenegger 3 years ago now, mind you. She said that Nene called her and Cynthia and said, Portia's on Celebrity Apprentice. Obviously, she's not that dumb and she's making moves. So what we gonna do about that? And I'm like, that's not a receipt, Kenya. But okay, if that's what you want to say. So then Portia says, well, you know what, Cynthia, I got a receipt on her. I got a receipt on your good friend, Kenya. She says, she was gonna get that ass. She's gonna get Cynthia's ass. She didn't like the way something. I don't know. I really want to listen and keep it real with you. But Nene ends up saying that she doesn't care what these ladies really think about her apologizing. She was sincere, and it was that. And then Candy mentions the fact that, because Portia was like, she was going through the hardest time last year. She was pregnant and she was having her issues with her fiance, and she just felt like if she and Nene were cool, that Nene would have been there to support her. And Candy was like, but she talked shit about you when you were pregnant. And Portia said, I talked shit about her too. So it is what it is. I really don't understand why Candy cares so much. I don't understand. It makes no sense to me. I was, however, here for Portia when she told Eva to shut the fuck up, Because that's what I was saying too. Eva, shut up. This ain't got shit to do with you. Because she told Nene, you sent that girl a whole cease and desist. Eva, do us a favor, mute your mic, and shut the fuck up. Because Eva, actually, to be honest with you guys, Eva was getting on my nerves. I know people say Portia was doing the most, but so was Eve. Actually, the person who was doing the most this reunion so far is Eva. Like Nene said, Eva is trying to secure her peach. Am I hating on that? Am I mad at that? Absolutely not. But Eva did not have any issues this entire season. She waits until the fucking reunion to have an issue with Nene. And her real issue is the fact that Nene said that she was boring. Girl, if the shoe fucking fits, wear the motherfucker. If it's a size 10, size 5, size whatever the shoe you wear that motherfucker. Because this season, we forgot about you. But you guys, that was part 1 of the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion. Leave your comment. Let me know what you guys think about this reunion. Leave your comments. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Please share this video. And until the next one, you guys, please take care of yourselves and stay safe. And the next one up is going to be Insecure. And then I'm going to close the night out with Married to Medicine Los Angeles. So until then, you guys, peace out.